There we go. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hi, Kimmy. How you going? Hello, Rado. How's it all going, love? Okay, so this is a continuation from yesterday. So you can see how much it's faded. Like if you remember yesterday how bright it was. But what you can also see, I'm just going to move that over a fraction, is parts of where I told you that you'll see these definite lines. They're like a watermark line, and you can still see them in there. Once they're there, you are never going to get rid of them. That is it. They are there. So hence the reason why you tend to work, you decide whether you're working with a wet process or a dry process, as to whether you wet the fabric first or whether you don't. So the first thing, once it's all dry, everything is completely dry. I've got a vase here that I'm going to, because that's the only container I have here, I'm going to wash it out in there and show you that process. And basically that's it for today. So it's for this until, you know, we want to do something else with it. But just wanted to show you how to take off these things. So I literally just pull out. Don't pull on the fabric if you can avoid it. Sometimes you do have to, but you've got to be very careful. Otherwise, you will tear the silk. It's very soft. I'm just getting some of them off. Put them away. Find my little container. There is. So, hi, Debbie. It does look cool. I mean, it was seriously, I just went, right, I'm just going to do this crazy sort of drawing, no real thought to it, and see what happens, and let's go with it. You know, just something that you guys can watch and learn from. I'm just checking around the sides. Now, because I painted the board, the wood here, where the wood is, you're going to see how that reacts with the paint and the silk. Just feeling for more of these. I think I've got them all. And you're also going to see how it makes it stick down to the wood. So I think I've got them all off. And I'll try and start from this end. And because I have allowed that to stick, and I can see it's going to give me a hard time over there. So that bit of fabric there stuck underneath to the what they call it? The Gouda. Good night, girls. Just past midnight, but that fish sure looks good. Yeah, it turned out all right. So, and the Gouda, I've also ended up touching the wood, and it will be stuck to the wood, so you'd have to peel that off as you go. So you take that off, just like that, and pop that aside. And that's your finished piece. Well, almost to this point. So you can see the Gouda's still there. It's shiny, okay, and you can feel it, okay. So we're going to take this, get our thing of water, and we're going to wash it out. Now this will take, because I use such a lot of Gouda in it, it's going to take a bit to get it out. So I'm just going to dunk it in a few times, and you can feel it's slimy. Good morning, Gidget. Good morning, Claire. So it'll be slimy, okay, and that's when you know. And this could take quite some process, so I'm probably not going to get it out in one go. And I'm using cold water because I don't want to make the paint run. So I can really feel it's very slimy. So just keep working at it, and you'll find when you squeeze it, it'll be all frothy. See how it's frothy? And that just tells me that there's plenty of gouda in there and it's a long way from coming out. Sometimes I have to wash it 2 and 3 times because I'll dry it and then I'll still see some gouda that I've missed. So you can really feel it's really slimy. So there's the gouda. You can see how it's still shiny, and I can feel it. And any paint that's sort of stuck to it will come off. There. Bubbly still. And when you do this, just be gentle. Don't go like getting a scrubbing brush to it or anything like that. Just gentle little agitation. It will eventually come off. Just takes a little bit of time. See, it's starting to come off. Oops, have I missed much? No, Suzanne, I literally just took it off the frame and I'm washing it out. I'm just showing you the frothy. I know that there's plenty still in there. And if you have a look at that, you can see it's still quite shiny. You can see it there. See how it's still gluggy. So just keep going. Normally I'll have it in a sink and run it underwater. A bit hard to do that with a camera without dragging my whole computer over. So I figured this will suffice. Good morning. Good in there. And any paint that was too much, like excess, will come off now at this point. You see that the water's starting to turn a little bit dirty looking. That's the excess paint that the fabric just can't take. Blob there. Get the ring out. Let's just see it's got plenty in there, but I'll just move this aside for a minute. Show you what we've got. So, what you can see how this is still shiny, like you can actually see the globbiness of it. I can see they've got to work on that. That's come out there, which is nice. It's nice and clear. And then you've got this shiny bit here, and that's still got to come out. If I hold it up off the table, I can really see them, the little bits here. So it's still got a little way to go. Yeah, scratch at it, and you can see that it just turns like glob under your fingers because it's wet. So a little bit more. Tail. So if I was doing this for a piece that that I'm going to sell, or that I'm going to put in a show or anything else, I would have half the amount of glitter on it, because I wouldn't want the lines, the gaps between the colours to be so broad. There. So I showed that yesterday in the demo. Splash my computer. Not just got over the keyboard. Really want to get the computer wet. Does look good, even though it's got the big open lines. You can make your own scarves doing this. It's a matter of just getting the silk fabric, or you can buy pre-presented scarves, so they're already, the edges are turned over, so you don't have to do the rolled hem on it or anything. And then you can paint your own scarf. So we're getting there. You can sort of see up here, still a bit globby. Need to agitate a little bit more. A bit of a blob on it. It took a while for that to come off. You slept in, Stella. Good on you. Well done. I wish I could have. Well, I sort of did. I didn't get up till 8:30. That's unusual for me. I'm normally up at like 6:30. All right, just let me put that over there. Put this down, see if that helps for your visual. Okay. All right. So it's almost out. I've got a little bit more to go on here. That's a bit what's it, Amy? A little bit thick and there, but the majority of it is out. So it's literally here and there. You know, I can come back in once this is all dry. I can come back in with thinner lines and go over those lines again. So hi, Susan. How you going, Suzanne? As well. So in saying that, I really want to get that off. It could be a case of, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it off somehow. Normally it's just water. A really big blobby bit. Yeah, man. I can also now throw it back onto, was that because, yes, the thicker was there. Yeah, that's exactly right, Stella. So I can actually put it straight back on the frame now as it is wet. And I'm scared that if I scratch at it too much, I'm going to tear through the actual silk. So I'm just sort of manipulating it, but trying not to do damage. Okay, let's see what that does. It's getting a little bit thinner. But the more I work in one area, the more chance I've got of going through the actual silk. It's gone all the way through to the back as well. Still got to be there. In a sec. It's a birthmark, yeah. And there's no point putting heat to it because that won't work. So just giving those areas that are still there a little bit of a agitation so I can see them. The old-fashioned knuckle crunch. I don't know. My mum taught me to do this when I was young, get stains out of things. If kids do these things anymore. I don't think they do. That one's out, is it? That's a little bit in there. A little bit of water. We went to a friend's place last night and had a few drinkies. It was lovely. Catch up. We haven't seen them for 12 months. I like the way you think, Stella. Oh, look, if it comes down to it and I can't get it out, it will stay there. And I'll probably end up stitching over it. So, or whoever gets this at the end. Oh, did I mention that I'm going to give this away? Just saying. Oh, there, I've got a bit of it peeled. Nice. If I work a hole in it, I won't give it away. Oh, there we go. Got a glob off. Nice. Got a glob. See what that did. Oh, perfect. So, ooh, says Stella. All right. No, hop down, Tui. Hop down. think I'm good. I'm just going to get some water in 2 secs. Don't need a lot, so I'm going to. It's like watching laser surgery. Oh dear. How's the camera today? Is it the internet all right, or is it still glitchy and horrible like it was yesterday? Just gonna do that. Shake it off. Get a little bit more of that water out. There we go. That's better. It's all out. Oh, except for one glob. Of course I see one glob. Little booger. Little boog. Camera is good, but it's interrupting all over the place. Oh, yeah, great. Might come out next time. So the other thing I can do, like I say, is I can put it back on the actual frame. So let's do this. If you want to get rid of some of those lines, just move the water over here. And I'll take that out from underneath because it won't interfere. Okay, so it was facing that way. It looks like I'm just trying to find the front. It's a bit hard when it's wet to find the front. Okay. The best scenario is to wait till it dries again. But I don't have that option here at the moment, so I'm just going to spread it out. And I'll just put a few in the top just to hang on to it because it's already wet. And remembering I don't have any gouda on it at the moment. Sorry about that banging. So I'm just putting some random ones on just to hold it, whoops a days, while it's wet. I think I just put it. This wood's a bit hard and it's playing funny games. I do have like a little hammer that I will use occasionally just to bang it in a bit more. He doesn't want to go. Spoon booger. That one's got men. Okay. One more side. One corner. And because I haven't put any gouda on, it'll mean that everything will run. So how is the build coming along, Michelle? Bloody slow, Stella. Way too slow. And God's decided that today he's going to do next to nothing. And I'm like, we need to do stuff on my room. Can't we do stuff on my room? I'm going to give him a good kick up the bum. He's been working hard all week. He wants to recover after last night's little drinkies, I think. All right. So if I do this, whatever I touch is going to bleed. Okay, so I'm thinking that I will start with this one here. I'm just going to put my glasses on and see how it goes going onto the wet. It might not be happy. Let's see how we go. It just could take longer to dry. Telling me I build a house in 20 weeks. That's a damn good idea. I know. Well, they say Rome wasn't built in a day, but geez. Grating. I've just got to break the hole in that a little bit again because it does clag up this stuff. Well, me not personally. Oh, come on, you did. All right. And I do tend to get a bit of a shaky arm because I'm squeezing. Don't do that. I need to put a bit more of a hole in there, I think. Let's try again. And I'll just zoom it in a bit, I think. Yeah, I do need a lead on stick. I still get the shakes. I think it's just the pressure. I have to make one. They call them something else in art. I don't know what they are. Just keep working in this area, I think. Or I bust a cliff valve. Don't be silly, Michelle. Turn it around. That's it. Never remember the name of those things. I'm hopeless with memory. Anyone think I was 85 with the memory I've got? 90? Just trying to figure out what I actually did here. Oh, bouncy. Really shaky. Come on. That's why I like the syringe one a little bit better. It just tends to be less shaking and crazy squeezing. Whew. It's getting worse as we get older, just saying, Michelle. Yeah, I know. I know. Okay. Oops, guys. I need to just. All right. So I can see what I can see happening is that the resist sort of is thickening because of the water. It's sort of doing a bit of a bleed thing. So I'm not sure how well this will work being wet, but I'm going to just have a quick turn over and see what's doing on the other side. That's all right, Gidget. It's called Gouta. Well, that looks pretty good. It's all very wet. You can see how wet it is. If I just see the light, you can see how wet it is. That means it's gone through. Probably because the fabric is already wet, it will go through easier. So then it's time to, well, really should wait for the Gouta to dry. And like I said yesterday, not waiting can cause other issues, but don't have that time pause. So I will just endeavour. Lift that. So as you put Gouta and more paint on, the fabric will get heavier. Resist, yes, Gouta. Water-based, definitely water-based. I have the other ones, but I don't use them. Waxes are resist as well. So what was I going to say? Yeah, so I don't have the time that I would like to make this all, exactly perfect. Doesn't work that way, but I am going to do. See if I can get some more descriptive kelp in there. And just putting in some circles, some bubbles sort of thing, just see what that does. Alrighty. So the only other thing I haven't done is around the edge. I don't think I'll need to because I'm not going anywhere near the edge. I'm going to just pop some colour inside these little things that I've done here. You probably just see them, there they are. So I think that'll be suffice. Remembering at all times that there's only so much paint the fabric will take, okay? So keeping that in mind, I do want a I'm just going to grab another colour. So this one's called Khaki. It's a really dark green, and I mean really dark, like almost a grey green. And grab a brush. I'm grabbing a smaller one this time. So that's just it there. One more thing I need. Really clean water. So I need this. Dampen my brush. Just dampen it with that. I'm dipping it in the paint, carry it over, and fingers crossed. I hope you can see what I'm doing. And all I'm doing is going in there. I'm trying very hard to stay away from that resist because it's so wet. Hence the smaller brush. Okay. We won't see much of this until it dries a bit. You can see that's the colour it is. It's quite dark, but once you put it on there, it is going to dry a lot lighter. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit. Now I know it's going to run, so I'm only putting a light amount. And nothing I'm doing here is rocket science. It's just knowledge is the key. You know, when you're taught something, it's just knowledge, information. A lot of green. Little blob. And I'm going to need a little bit of blue. Some of the colours smell funky. The green smells funky, but I like the smell. It's weird. It's a weird smell. No worries, Susan. We'll catch you next time, sweetie. Let's get some blue. You notice I haven't touched that really wet bit of green that I dripped there. Just going to let it go because it probably will wash away because of the excess amount of paint on there. He's just going to have a great big blue eye. Like I say, you put you just start with thread and you start putting your own features on them. Look it up a little bit. Right, let's get that colour out of there. Do some of these bubbles and we're pretty much done. A little bit of yellowing to lighten up some areas, but other than that, Dunsky. And like I say, that could just wash off. Alrighty, I know it looks like a bloody mess, but it'll work out. You can see it's bled through that resist because it's so wet. So what I'm going to do is, and if I tip it, it's going to actually, so you can see down here it's bled through because of the resist being wet. Is I'm going to actually take this outside and pop it out in the so-called sunlight that we've got here today and let it dry. Excuse me. And see how it goes. All right. So again, thank you for joining me for this morning's little sesh, and we will catch up again today at 1 o'clock. In about an hour. We've got another session, so we'll catch up then. You can't see anything? Oh, okay. My camera's doing all right. Camera looks good. You having trouble with your camera, Gidget? But I'll take this outside anyway, guys, and I'll dry it off. And I will catch you in about, about 15 minutes for a very quick sale. And then we'll go and do another thing. No mistake. Oh, you can't see any mistakes. No, there's no mistakes. No. We just make it work. So I'm going to see you in 15 minutes. We're going to have a live sale. And, tell your friends when we'll get together. You can grab a bargain because I've got some $12 fabrics. Plus, I want to do the jelly rolls. Jelly rolls? Yes, jelly rolls. And I also have, oh my gosh, I have some stuff. So, yeah, I will see you soon. And we'll chat. Bye. Thanks for joining me.